for Burns, shot through traffic, and Markstrom makes the save. It's loose, they'll score! They never got a whistle. This line wanted to get something going. It's going to be Robinson who will knock this one home. And for Eric Robinson, his 9th of the year, puts Carolina up 1-0. Now Staal with a good move. Creates space out in front. Markstrom gets across. And he denies Carrier. Now Burns centers one right out front. Markstrom robbing the captain. As Staal had a gaping net, Markstrom recovered to make this. Good play by Walker. He gets through. It's shot, and another save by Markstrom. As Sean Walker thought he had his third in a Canes uniform.
He did. He thought he had his third in the Canes uniform. Hi, everyone. It's the Canes Corner Podcast, and I am Adam Gold. I'm going to tell you about a discovery I have just made for the first time that you're probably aware of in a minute. We're brought to you by the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. If it's for the exterior of your home, you can find it at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina on Hamlin Road in Durham. No place like it. Sammy Hanna and his crew do a great job. You should check them out for all of your home exterior needs. 1 second here. Hold on. I have discovered the hot cocoa bomb. I'm not sure it's better than any other hot cocoa, but I have discovered the hot cocoa bomb. Don't tell my son I stole one of his. He's upset about it now. Now he's upset about it. He's going to check the box. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. But I will admit to this. Hot cocoa always disappoints me. Oh, it should be better. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Hot cocoa should be better than it is. Now, if you want something legit, you will get drinking chocolate. I had drinking chocolate at Ghirardelli's in San Francisco back when we covered the Panthers in the Super Bowl. Remember when the Panthers were good? And I went to Ghirardelli's and I had drinking chocolate. I was hungover. I haven't been that hungover with alcohol in like the last 20 years. So anyway, there you go. There's my little discovery. I won't steal any other of his hot cocoa bombs. All right. First of all, to the comments and the greetings from let's see. It says chewing in. I'm going to guess it means checking in from Hertford, North Carolina. Perquimans County. That's a new one for me. Welcome, Seth. Summerfield, North Carolina. Richmond, Virginia. Let's see where else. Where we have Callie Caniacs, disappointed. Let's see anywhere else. Checking in from Ocracoke on the Outer Banks. That I knew. You didn't have to tell me. And see, William is drinking a Longleaf Appalachian Mountain IPA. That does sound delicious. Oh, from Caledonia Golf and Fish Club. Very nice. Have played there a time or two. Very nice. Hoke County checking in as well. All right. Now, I'm just going to start at the bottom real quick. Justin says this team isn't good. All right. I'm going to have to do this to a lot of you tonight, because if you watched the game and decided that the team wasn't good, then you're like probably 75% of fans that just see the scoreboard. Sorry. If you watched that game and said the team isn't good, then all you care about, and I'm not saying you shouldn't care about the scoreboard, is the final score. Because the same exact game is played tomorrow. Exact same game played tomorrow. Hurricanes could win that 5-1. And we're saying, oh, man, how great we were. Okay, so tonight was about a number of things, but it was really about one thing. And it's not even a knock on Pyotr Kochetkov, which Carolina's goaltender was not bad tonight. He didn't make the fourth save. That's a goal you can't allow. I wouldn't call it a soft goal. I would call it a goal that man, given the circumstance, 3-2 down, you can't allow it, but it's not a bad goal. They got out goaltended tonight. Jakob Markstrom was spectacular. He made 4 dynamite saves where if he allows the goal, you go, well, not on him. And Kochetkov allowed 3 like that. So I just don't know. To me, this was not about a team that wasn't playing well, but Carolina played well enough to win the game. By the way, the Devils might be the best team in the East. Wouldn't be a terrible future to pick the Devils to win the Stanley Cup. Not kidding. Just not kidding. For people who have been listening to me talk about who I think the best teams in the East are going into the season, Florida's the gold standard. I still think they're the best until unseeded. But I thought the Devils had the best roster in the Metro. I think the Devils might have the best roster in the Eastern Conference. And I'm not sure the best team in the NHL isn't ultimately coming out of the East. And if you're going to get goaltending like the Devils got out of Jakob Markstrom tonight, maybe that's a team you should back with some American currency. Not suggesting that you should, but if you were so inclined, I think that team certainly has it. The one thing I think about the Devils is a little bit of a finesse team, and it's hard to win in the playoffs, as the Hurricanes have found out, while being a finesse team. But if you get goaltending like the Devils got tonight out of Jakob Markstrom, and if the goaltending they've been getting consistently now out of Jakob Markstrom, then maybe you can win a Stanley Cup. But they have the pieces. They absolutely have the pieces. Some of the things they added this year on defense, when you add Brett Pesce and Luke Hughes, who was around last year but is clearly better and playing with Brett Pesce, it's a really good team. Carolina could have won the game tonight. So I'm not here for the we stink, we suck, not buying into Rod Brindamore's message. Like, could you be more cliched? Stop being lemmings. All right. Now, that isn't to say that there aren't issues, and we are going to address them. I'm fairly certain that I am not an apologist for any player on this team. I have pointed out when guys aren't playing well. I have pointed out when guys need to be better, and I will point out 2 stars of the team that disappointed me tonight, not in their play, but in a moment of their play. Jaccob Slavin talked about it after the game. The 4th goal, the one that Kochetkov needs to do better. He needs rebound control on the 4th goal. The Dawson Mercer rebound put away. But Slavin, I wouldn't even say he lost the net front battle. He didn't engage in a net front battle, which is sort of his nature anyway. I know he had a hit earlier in the game. He might have had 2 hits today. But to me, you and another guy are in front of the net. There's a shot coming. That guy can't get the rebound. And Slavin didn't do anything to stop Dawson Mercer from collecting the rebound. Now, it's a rebound that shouldn't have been there. If Kochetkov isn't going to catch it and stop play, then that puck's got to be kicked out to safety. And he just tapped it back into the line of fire, and Mercer scores. So we need better from Jakob Slavin, who has not had his best defensive season so far. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been what Jakob Slavin needs to be for this team. So that's one. The other star I'm going to call out is Sebastian Aho. And again, I didn't think Aho was bad tonight. I know his line was on the ice for the first 2 goals, and neither was on the forwards. Neither. The defense lost the net front on the first goal. They had 2 New Jersey Devils in the inside of the ice. It's a shot that Kochetkov saw all the way, but it was also, it might have got caught up in a uniform on the way through. There was a screen, 2 Devils in the interior, and then Andre Palat gets the puck in. He might have just deflected it on the way in. But again, that isn't on the forwards. And the second goal wasn't on the forwards, the 2-on-1. So we get caught up in, he's a -2, he must have stunk. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't have an issue with Aho specifically, and I will get to that in a second. But we cannot be prisoners to a score sheet or to a scoreboard to tell us what went wrong. You gotta see where the mistakes lie. And I'm going to go, I think it was the third period. Carolina's down 4-2. Aho makes a great play, chipping it to himself off the wall, comes around. It's a 2-on-1. Who's the all-star? Aho or Roslovic? Who's the freaking all-star? Number 20. Aho never made himself a shooting threat. Ever. He opened up his hips and was going to pass that puck the entire time. And Markstrom knew it. It made the save on Roslovic that much easier. When you watch that play from behind the net, you see how much goal there is for Aho to shoot at, but because he had made the decision to not shoot it, it didn't matter. If he doesn't pass the puck, if he turns and shoots, he's got 3 feet of goal to shoot at. He'd have to miss the net entirely to not score. But he had made the decision already not to shoot it, and Markstrom didn't have to honor it. He could get over and play the Roslovic shot, and that's where, if you are Sebastian Aho, if you are a letter on this team, and your team desperately needs a goal, you have to score it. Again, I didn't think he played badly at all. But shoot the puck. Carolina dressed 18 skaters tonight, as they do most nights. Only one did not have a shot attempt. I'll let you guess who it is. So, there's my criticism of 2 Carolina Hurricanes stars. Now, some other things that they didn't do well or didn't do again, this is moments. This is a game of moments. And sports boils down to moments. The moments that you heard in the opening highlight montage, how many saves Jakob Markstrom made tonight. Not only did he make a couple of incredible saves, he got a break. Jordan Staal is scoring a goal were it not for Brendan Dillon's skate. That was a pass from Burns that was just incredible. Was it Burns? Or was it Martinook? I don't know who it was. Somebody passed it to him, and he had the whole goal, and Dillon's skate got in the way. So, on the second goal, the one that came 42 seconds after the Devils tied it at 1. Real quick, I just want to go back to the first part of the game. Because you're looking for Carolina to get their forecheck going and all of that. And they did. For 16 minutes, they did. Maybe 15 minutes and 45 seconds. They had their forecheck going. It looked great. And I was thinking, man, this is the period this team needed. We didn't see any of that in Nashville. We saw it. I thought the first period in New York was about even. I thought Carolina owned the game from there on in, and they won it. Played great against the Rangers. I thought they played reasonably well against Washington. Didn't allow much, didn't create a lot. It was the opposite of tonight's game, where both teams created and allowed a lot. They didn't play badly in Washington, just got beat. Similar, sort of, to Ottawa, but there were opportunities tonight to make plays, and Carolina didn't. Again, in moments. So I'll point out on 2 of the 3 goals. The goal 42 seconds after the Devils tied it. After Carolina basically bossed the first 3 quarters of the first period. It's a 2-on-1. Carolina, I forget, I guess it was Chatfield caught in a little deep. Great pass by Luke Hughes to get it out to Steph Nason. And he and Nico Hischier are off on a 2-on-1. 2-on-1s happen all the time. You're a defender, you're back, you're Dmitry Orlov. You have a choice. Do I take the shooter or do I take away the pass? And Orlov stayed on his feet and did neither. Neither. Later in the game, there were 2 other occasions of a New Jersey 2-on-1. One was Brent Burns, who went down on his belly on the ice, not only took away the shot, but the pass as well. And there was another one where Sean Walker went down with his stick and took away the pass. If you're Orlov, you cannot play neither. Choose one. He didn't, and it made Kochetkov honor first the shot and then try to get over and deal with the pass, and he couldn't get over in time. That was not on Kochetkov, that goal. That was on Orlov for playing it poorly. So Carolina ties it on a Brent Burns goal early in the second period, 22 seconds in. It's not a power play goal, but it's Hamilton is just coming onto the ice. And Roslovic finds Burns coming down the slot. He beats Markstrom 2-2. Yes, everything is great. 4 minutes later, Burns tries to play the puck. He's under duress. This is the New Jersey pressuring Carolina. But Burns makes a play. Dmitry Orlov behind the net has time. But he mishandles the puck. And the puck stays in the New Jersey offensive zone. And ultimately, a shot that is harmless is blocked up high by Burns. If Burns lets it goes over the net and onto and smashes into the glass behind the goal. But Burns is in front of the net. Blocked shot. It just happens to fall right to Luke Hughes, and it's an easy put away for 3-2. So Carolina, who had just tied it, looks like they're getting some momentum. Bang. Orlov misplays the puck, and it becomes a goal. Pretty sure that's how it happened. Anyway, Orlov needs to do better, and it's kind of bad luck. Sorry, sometimes puck luck matters. I would point this out as well. And you deserve good luck when you play well. Carolina didn't get any. There were no rebounds that fell to Carolina tonight. There were some rebounds that fell to the New Jersey Devils tonight. Happens. But on those 2 plays, Orlov has chances to do better than he did and didn't. Still had a great year. Nobody's sitting here saying Dmitry Orlov needs to be, put adrift on a raft. Nobody's saying that. But there were 2 opportunities that Orlov could have been better tonight. So we just pointed out situations, because that's what this game came down to today. It came down to moments. The Hurricanes didn't get outplayed. They didn't get outskilled, although I would say that Jack Hughes and Luke Hughes were the most noticeable players on the ice all night long. What the Hurricanes got tonight was goalied. Jakob Markstrom was better than Pyotr Kochetkov. Now, the bigger picture about the Hurricanes, and I have been saying this for a long time. they need another goalie. So here's the situation Carolina is in tomorrow. By the time some of you listen to this today, in a game you need to win, and with a lot of time left in the season, I wouldn't say that it's a must win if you want to win the division. But when you've got, let's see, tomorrow will be game 36 for Carolina, I think 36. So you'll have 46 games left. But if you lose the game, you're 10 points behind the Devils. Yeah, you've got 3 games in hand. So you're theoretically, you might just be 4 points back. And 4 points is a nothing deficit. But it's 10 because right now the Hurricanes aren't a guarantee to win those 3 games. Nobody's a guarantee to win those 3 games. But let's just play it out. These are 4-point games. It kind of feels must-winish to me. And the Hurricanes are sending out Dustin Tokarski in a must-win game. That doesn't sound like a good idea. So, I've been saying this ever since it was obvious that Anderson wasn't coming back anytime soon. When Freddie Anderson went down and we thought it was week to week, all right, no sense panicking. Kochetkov can hold it down. Carolina's outscoring their problems right now anyway. Spencer Martin can play when he has to. Boom. Freddie comes back. Carolina's goaltending is fine. You know how long ago that was? Freddie played 4 games. We haven't seen him since. And I think the best case scenario, seriously, best case scenario is that Anderson rejoins the lineup after the Four Nations face-off. That's basically end of February. Something else. So they need a goalie. I said once it was obvious he was going to be out for an extended period of time, like, Carolina needs a goalie. Kochetkov isn't playing well enough to man the spot on his own. And right now, that's what he has to do. And when he isn't playing, you don't have an NHL goalie playing. I don't know why this is complicated. It ain't complicated. The Hurricanes don't have to go out and get a number 1 goalie. They don't have to get a John Gibson. They don't have to get Karel Vejmelka. I like him, though. They don't have to get that guy. They have to get somebody who is an NHL goalie. I don't care if you go get, I don't even know if half these guys are even available or any good anymore. I mean, Casey DeSmith, get Ville Husso from Detroit. I don't care. They've just got to be NHL goalies. So the Hurricanes, in starts not made by Pyotr Kochetkov since the 7th game of the season, have been sending out minor league goalies. All right. There's nothing else to say about that. But it's a reality. And that's what I think. I mean, I don't think the Hurricanes are going to miss the playoffs. I'm positive that they're going to be a playoff team. I think ultimately they're going to get back to playing consistently their game, and they will get a little puck luck because they really haven't had much of it at all since even a little bit before Thanksgiving. Hurricanes were averaging 4 goals a game. 4 goals a game until Thanksgiving. It's 2.5 since. I mean, that's reality. But they looked a lot more like the Hurricanes tonight, believe it or not. All right, so now to the star factor, and we'll wrap it up. So for all of the complaints about Sebastian Aho, and a lot of them are valid. I'm not suggesting that Aho, like if we're giving him a grade, I said this before, and we'll do, midpoint, halfway grades when we get to the halfway point. For all of his, man, he's been bad. You realize that Aho has 21 points in the last 18 games? I mean, he's been contributing on the score sheet, and he's supposed to do that. Even when he's not playing well, he's supposed to do that. So he's been doing that. He is the only one of the top guys doing that. Andrei Svechnikov, last 8 games, 1 goal, 2 points. Jackson Blake, who isn't one of the big four, I have a couple of theories I'm going to get to in a second. Jackson Blake, no goals in 13. Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Remember the opportunity that he was handed when, pardon the pun, when Jack Drury had to go in for surgery on his hand. Nobody coming for your job now, KK. It's time to step up and be an impact player. Hasn't done it. 1 goal in 8 games. I think 2 points. Martin Necas, now 9 games without a goal. I love Marty. I love everything about Necas. Hadn't been good last couple of weeks. We're starting to get back into soft pass Marty, telegraphed pass Marty, perimeter Marty. We need him more inside. We need him more direct. We're not seeing that. We haven't seen it for a while now. Seth Jarvis, 1 goal in 9. He has 4 points in 9 games, but 1 goal in 9. So, for all of Aho's faults, he is producing points. I wish the other guys were. We had Shane Willis on one of the intermissions tonight, second intermission, and he wants he sort of offhanded. I don't believe he necessarily meant it seriously in terms of deep analysis. That rather even more so than a big hit or things like that, he wants to see Svechkin on the score sheet. I actually think it's the opposite. I think, to me, the real crime in Svechnikov's game over the last, who knows, long time. The real crime is that he's not making an impact physically. I don't know why that is. We go through stretches every year where Svechnikov goes, he's gone 18 games without a goal before. He'll have 7 assists in that period, but he can play well without being on the score sheet because he can play a chaos physical game. And we're just not seeing it. This is the part that really bothers me about Svechnikov. Is that, dude, you're a power forward. Be a power forward. Mix it up. Cause problems. Make them react to you. And right now, there's a lot of skating going on with Andre. And this is the stuff that really concerns me. Because if he were playing his game, I think the Hurricanes would be in a much better spot. He might be, among their forwards, the most important one if he's playing well, if he is playing to his identity, which is hard, physical, sometimes over the line. Heck, we're not even getting any Svechnikov penalties. Here's 2 things I would do if I were Rod Brindamore, and we're going to close up shop here. First thing I would do is I would get Jack Roslovic away from Sebastian Aho and Seth Jarvis. I'd put Skjei there. I don't care if Skjei and Aho don't have chemistry. I don't need Andre to touch the puck. I need Andre to throw his freaking body around. And that line needs a physical presence. So that's what I would do. I would put Skjei with Aho and Jarvis and just let it go. I wouldn't touch it. I would force them to play well. And the other thing is, I would like to see Jackson Blake play with a legit center. I wouldn't even hate giving Blake, Aho, and Svechnikov a run. Wouldn't hate it. So that's what I would do. I think Jackson looked pretty good tonight. It's been a while without a goal for him. Anyway, that'll do it for us. Brought to you by the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. If it is for the exterior of your home, you can find it at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina on Hamlin Road in Durham. No place like it. Sammy Hanna and his crew do a great job. My thoughts, not just on the game, but overall. I thought tonight could have been a win for the same price. Maybe you get a bounce tomorrow, get a puck off a skate. You'll have a post and it'll go in as opposed to a miss. So until tomorrow when the Hurricanes take on the Devils, we'll be back inside Lenovo Center for the first time in a bit. I'm Adam Gold. Thank you very much for spending some time with us. Thank you to all of you for chiming in all across the Eastern Seaboard. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you tomorrow, and I'll say the same thing tomorrow. Good night.